Hi, thanks for watching again. So it's been a while since I did one of these, but I am back in a Platinum 3 Alliance here, taking on some Tier 3 wars. I've got a brand new 565 Void, and I'm running this Path 6 to 7, which I've learned a lot from other YouTubers running this path, and the thing that I really wanted to do was make some videos of myself running it and learn a lot from them, and boy is there a lot to learn. So here we are. I'm in 4play 1. We are in Plat 3. I'm getting some problems connecting here on my first fight of the season. I had scouted this ahead of time, knew that it was going to be a yellow jacket, rank 3 yellow jacket, so I'm not really concerned. The only thing to worry about on this path, on this particular node, is the Fury. One thing you can do if you're not paying attention with Spark is just spend a little bit of time building up poison, just let this guy build up his Furies, and then you're in big trouble. But I'm not looking to do that. So this fight is really not a problem, but the ones that are coming up very quickly soon will be. So, like I said, I'm running Path 6 to 7 here, and I've got the Void, I've got the Spark, and I have Blade, which I'm not planning on using Blade. He is my backup, can be helpful, but he's really just there to give Spark those poised charges. So here I'm going into the Bane node on Path 6, and the pause here is because I'm scouting it, I'm punching it into the calculator, and I learned that this is going to be an Ultron, which is not something I'm particularly concerned about. I'm trying to decide who to go in there with, double check in the node, and I decided to go in with Spark, just because I want to save Void for my other fights. I know Spark is going to work really well against Ultron. This fight is really messy. I'm not real happy with how this goes, and I realized, again, real good reason, the reason I'm making these videos is to look back and learn from these things. There's enhanced abilities on this node. So as I was fighting, I'm thinking, why is Ultron evading so much more often than usual? And that the answer is that enhanced ability. So I get a little bit flustered from some of these evades. I get hit by a heavy attack. Ultron has one of those really quick heavy attacks, which can be really difficult to evade, I find anyway. It's really not a terribly difficult fight, but those evades threw me off a little bit. You saw me try to throw a special 1 when I was really hoping to throw an S2. The whole reason I brought Spark into that fight is for the enhanced damage on the S2 against Ultron, but didn't happen. So here comes the first of 2 fights against Korg. So the only champion really worth placing here as a 4-star has to be Korg, right? So I'm ready for a Korg. I've been practicing against Korg. I feel like I have a really good way to run this. I am not turning off dexterity with Void on these nodes. I really see the value in that when facing Korg with most champions in most fights. But in this particular fight, when I'm using Void, I want to keep that dexterity on so that I can use it to trigger buffs on him, which will then result in him losing health, reversing his healing, right? So I've managed to push Korg to an S2 here, but every time I evade, he's increasing his chance to gain unstoppable, which he does there. Fortunately, with the S2, the animation is long enough that it usually runs out beforehand. So the problem with Korg, and the reason that I put on that combat regen boost going in, is that, to the best of my knowledge, there's not really a better way to fight him here than to bait out heavies and then just dash back once. Void's longer dash back works really well for this. Longer and quicker dash back is the thing that Void has, which is really special, really helpful here. And then when you go back in, you kind of have to go in with that medium attack, right? And it's the light attacks which are going to break the rock shield, and that's really what you want to be using, but I see no way of closing that damage. I have seen and heard of people successfully doing a light attack to punish a heavy, and that's not something that I'm really able to do. But fortunately, with this particular Korg fight, because I'm coming in with my 565 Void against this 4-star Korg, even those times I have to hit him and take those rock hard thorns damage, it's not really sufficient, not really a problem. So that fight goes very smoothly, and I'm relieved. All right. So because I took some of that damage in that Ultron fight, I have to heal up a little bit because I'm going to use Spark. You see me here using a level 3 potion. Item use is going to become a major theme and something else that I'm really knowing and realizing that I need to learn from. So I'm nervous, right? This is my first time running this path with this alliance. I have run path 6 to 7 in tier 4 and 5, and I've run path 7 in tier 3, but never path 6 to 7. So I'm a little bit nervous, and I completely forget how to face Domino, right? You can see me making most mistakes against Domino here. I'm not doing the medium. It's about how I'm like at this point, like 30 seconds into the fight before I remember how to punish her medium attack, which is something I've done constantly. I'm not paying enough attention to her lucky. So she is evading me at key moments. And basically this fight is just a disaster from start to finish. It's a minute into the fight before I start doing any damage, which is fine if I'm able to build up poise. You can see there's a chance that I could come back. And it's about that point that I'm able to do that. You can see that the damage that I'm getting with those 9 poise charges against Domino will be sufficient to kill her, despite the regen that she's going to get on this node. So I'm capable of doing this. This is there you go. I tried to power drain her with the heavy, and I will not be doing that again. Not enough time. I get wrecked. I mean, maybe if I threw it a second faster, it might have worked, but I was panicking. Palms were sweaty. I know how to fight Domino. I've killed Domino on that node with Spark so many times. For some reason this time I got nervous. I lost it, and I used a ton of potions to heal up all the way because I do not want to die again. I know she's going to be getting some health back here, so I'm convinced that there's a chance at least that she's going to go back up to 50% health before I get a chance to really start laying into her. That's exactly what happened. She gets to 43. But again, I'm still not paying enough attention to the lucky. That's something I've learned after watching this. I went back and watched it right after I finished seeing, I was just not paying enough attention to the moments when she goes lucky and gets that increased evade chance. Fortunately, I'm able to go up to the S2 here and finish her off. There is absolutely no reason I should have finished that fight. Here I sped this up a little bit because you're going to see me boosting up quite a bit before I go into this fight. And I had scouted this one at a time, and I have a Darkhawk, a rank 4 Darkhawk here. This is that little top off with a level 3. Not a good idea. But anyway, Darkhawk turns out to not be very difficult here at all. What I'm looking to do is make sure I don't hit him when he's in his shield mode. I'm just going to straight up block that S1. My understanding from dueling him is it's pretty similar to the Bishop Special 2 and the Cable Special 1 is in that you can evade the last bit of that S1 and get in to punish him. But I'm not really interested in doing that. So I have to make sure that I am not hitting him when he is in shield mode. Because he has, I believe it's a 100% chance to parry when he's in shield mode. If you hit into his block, And it has that chance to auto block. But the thing is here, it's just, I find it to be just extremely easy to avoid, right? I'm just kind of waiting for it to go down. The Void is doing all of this damage with the debuffs. Here I'm going to hit him with an S2 because just maybe if he throws his S1, it'll sting him down, but it just kills him. So that was not a very difficult fight. Infinity Man would be much harder on that node. I still think there probably is a node for Darkhawk in Alliance 4 as a good defender, but that was not the one. He was very easy to play around. Now, here I am looking up and confirming my worst fears, which is that this is going to be a rank 4 Korg here on node 42. So I have fought a rank 3 Korg here before, and I'm sure the day will soon come when I will be facing a rank 5 Korg on this node, but I am not yet there. Here I am going into the fight. I'm topping off. As you can see, I only have 5 items left. Just take note of that. Now this Korg fight, this is a really, really hard fight. I think that there is a way to do this. I am not boosted up very, very hard. I don't even put on an invulnerability boost or a regen boost before I go into this. I'm kind of just thinking this is going to be really hard. We went into this war with 29 players and kind of added somebody right at the last minute before the season started, which is pretty exciting. But I was not optimistic about our chances of winning this war. It was not particularly close at this point in time, so I'm thinking, if I can get this Korg down in 2, give me 2 chances to take down this Korg, I'll be happy, and I'll learn something from it. At this point in the war, I'm realizing that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm doing a decent job here of getting my debuffs to land. I've got my second Petrify minute in, but it's right after it's triggered. He's going unstoppable. I'm trying to evade. It's just a mess. There are ways to counter Korg on this node, and I've seen some good gameplay of that happening. I do not fully understand how to do it myself. I think I'm getting the picture. I don't know how to deal. I don't think there's any way around for me in this fight. I would love to know if there was a way for me to get around that unavoidable damage of the special 2. I mean, of me punishing with the medium is what I mean. Here I throw a special 1. I know he's going to hit me with the special 3, and I'm going to die, and it makes for a nice image of him smacking me with a gun/bat and then just crushing me with it. So yeah, I basically knew I was going to die in that fight. I was trying to learn a thing or two about fighting Korg on that node. I think it's possible. I think I can do it. Didn't do it this time. Here's my problem. I have not been using my items very well. Okay, I have 4 left. Those times I used a level 3 potion instead of a level 4. Times I kind of just topped off, like just to get like a tiny bit, like all the way to full. I'm used to doing that, like being a good Alliance member. I'm trying to healing all the way to full before I go in order to eliminate deaths. But if I'm running this 6/7 path, I feel like I'm not going to be able to do that. That's going to be just another fun thing for me to learn here going into this war season and facing these Korgs. I think a double Korg on this path is not uncommon, which is something really to look forward to. I know Void can handle these fights. I'm really looking forward and very thanks for that email. I gotta turn off the notifications. I'm not really looking forward to the 5-star Korg I will soon see on this path, but here I put on a invulnerability boost because I didn't have enough health to take any of those special ones, or getting back against the wall and having to land a bunch of take some hits from him when he goes unstoppable. So I've decided to, give me a vulnerability boost, and at this point I'm just praying that I can get through this fight. I threw my S1 there, even though his rock shield wasn't down. Didn't land. Would have been better to save for an S2 there, but here I'm just going to try and get to Fear of the Void. I got him to an S2. I can get to Fear of the Void. He's not going to regen. If I can manage to dodge this S2 against the wall and survive these last few minutes, he's going to start really losing health. There's the Arc Overload hitting when I have just that one precious petrified debuff. Takes him down and manages to survive. So I actually did then go in to kill this Green Goblin mini boss with my Spark. I took a break, waited a minute. We lost the war. I lost my footage of defeating Green Goblin. I did not bad. My first war, I died twice on a difficult path against a tough opponent. My very first try. Do better next time. Thanks for watching.